I'm Danny Epperson, and I'm inside the beguiling Commodore Dinner Theater in downtown Portsmouth. Thanks for joining me for WHRO's Cinema 15 and our presentation of 1958's South Pacific. James Michener was a Navy lieutenant stationed on a small Pacific island in 1945 when he wrote Tales of the South Pacific. Published in 1947, the collection of short stories won the 1948 Pulitzer Prize for fiction. The book caught the attention of Joshua Logan, a stage and screen director and friend of Richard Rodgers and Oscar Hammerstein. Logan thought the book had stage potential and pitched it to the Broadway powerhouses. They agreed. South Pacific was a critical and financial triumph. It ran for 5 years, won several Tony Awards, and earned a Pulitzer Prize of its own in 1950. In 1955, 3 of Rodgers and Hammerstein's Broadway musicals had been transformed into motion pictures when the pair decided to go big with South Pacific. Joshua Logan was brought on to direct. The movie is set on an island in the South Pacific during World War II. Nellie Forbush is an American nurse who falls in love with a middle-aged French plantation owner. Logan considered virtually every top actress of the day to play Nellie, including Judy Garland, Elizabeth Taylor, Doris Day, Audrey Hepburn, and even Ginger Rogers. Mitzi Gaynor won the role. Italian actor Rossano Brazzi plays plantation owner Emile DeBeck. John Kerr is Lieutenant Joseph Cable. Ray Walston is the comical Luther Billis, and Juanita Hall plays Bloody Mary. Hall was the only cast member selected from the Broadway team to reprise her role for the screen. The film only won 1 Oscar for Best Sound, but South Pacific's soundtrack continues to make history in the United Kingdom. It holds the record for being the longest-running #1 album in the UK, both consecutively and non-consecutively. I'll be back after the movie to tell you more about director Joshua Logan's biggest career regret and how one cast member feels about breakfast cereal. Well, for now, get your beetle nuts out of the stew pot and enjoy South Pacific. While it's easy to enjoy campy musical numbers like Ain't Nothing Like a Dame and Gonna Wash That Man Right Out of My Hair,
I'm gonna wash that man right out of my hair.
South Pacific delivers a bold social message.
I do not believe this is born in you.
Well, then why do I feel the way I do?
Rodgers and Hammerstein walked a line between commercial and critical success and political controversy.
You've got to be taught to hate.
The song You've Got to Be Carefully Taught was judged by some to be too volatile and even inappropriate for the musical stage. In fact, in 1953, when the Broadway play was touring in Atlanta, lawmakers in Georgia were so opposed to the show's interracial relationships that the duo was accused of having a communist agenda, and a bill was introduced outlawing entertainment containing an underlying philosophy inspired by Moscow. Hammerstein defended his song, saying it wasn't written to make a statement. He said it was the right number at the right spot in the show and perfectly in keeping with the character. There was one decision that he and director Joshua Logan couldn't defend. You probably noticed during the film's musical numbers, some scenes' colors changed dramatically. It wasn't your television acting up. Logan experimented with subtle color filters, but when those scenes came back from processing, there was nothing subtle about them. The colors were much more intense than Logan intended, but the director didn't have time to reshoot. Critics applauded the film, but panned the artistic choice. The director later said it was his biggest career regret. One last thing, if the baritone voice of the actor playing Stewpot sounded familiar,
there is absolute.
It's because his lines were dubbed by Thurl Ravenscroft. Ravenscroft was best known as the singer of You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
And for his 50-year career as the voice of Tony the Tiger.
They're great.
That's all I have for this week. I'm Danny Epperson, and I'll see you next time for WHRO's Cinema 15 and another classic movie. I'm Danny Epperson. Here's a classic movie quiz. 1958's South Pacific is based on the Rodgers and Hammerstein Broadway musical.
I'm gonna wash that man right out of my hair.
What technique was used to create the film's unique look?
How you gonna have a dream come
Color filters were put in front of the lens. You provide the popcorn, the couch, and the TV. We'll provide great movies like South Pacific. Watch Cinema 15 Saturday night at 8 on WHRO-TV 15.